Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite girl, Bo Vintage. I have like 6 fucking pimples, you guys. And that is because I've been binging on chocolate. I've been like really craving chocolate, so I've been binging on it. I had lots of M&Ms, and so I deserve these pimples. My skin is not clear as it usually is. I've been trying to like fix it, but it's not happening. I don't believe in popping pimples. I let them do their thing. So yeah, I have chin pimples, which are so painful. Chin and like nose pimples are really painful. Luckily I don't have one on my nose, but I have one near my nose. I have one right here. I have 2 in this area, one right dead smack in the center, one right here. I'm telling you guys shit you don't care about. Some over here. Like, I have so many pimples, but that is my fault. I take all the blame. And yeah, also I'm chewing gum and I'll spit it out just now because it just tastes so good, and so I want to keep it in for a little bit. Let's get into this Love and Hip Hop tea. The first scene is basically taking off where we left off last week, which was between Yandy, Samantha, and Erica. At this point the security is gone and Sam basically accuses Yandy of lying, and Yandy's like, lie to you about what? Like, I'm not your friend. Like, why would I have anything to lie to you about? And so she proceeds to ask Yandy if her and Mendices are actually married. And of course Yandy said yes they are, because at the end of the day, even if they weren't, that is none of Samantha's business. I know that this has been quite the debate between everybody. Like, everybody's like, it's none of their business, it is their business. I'm definitely saying it's none of their fucking business, because why does it matter if they are married or not? At the end of the day, it was never a case of like, were they really married? Was the wedding a sham? They did get married. They just didn't, or Yandy just didn't send in the paperwork to the government to officially, you know, say like, yeah, me and this man have been married. But the marriage was real. That's what people are failing to realize. It was a real marriage. It was a real pastor, whoever the fuck officiated the wedding. All that stuff was real. It's just that she didn't do the end part, which was sending in the paperwork. And I'm kind of tired of addressing that. Like, it is what it is. It's none of our business. It's on TV, so I guess it kind of is our business at this point. But as far as the baby mothers go, it has no relevance to their actual life. The same with me and you. Whether or not Yandy sent off that paper, it has 0 relevance to our lives. Like, I don't understand why everybody cares so much. That's where I am with that. But yeah, so Yandy says, yeah, we're married, and then Sam and Erica are kind of looking at each other like, okay, this bitch is just not gonna let up. She's not gonna tell the truth, so fuck it. Everybody kind of calms down, thank the Lord. They switched the topic to little Mendices' birthday party that's coming up, or birthday that's coming up. And so immediately Yandy basically is starts to tell Samantha that she was talking to Mendices, and Mendices wanted her to put something together for little Mendices. Now, when she first started to say this, I was like, oh, he's gonna have 2 birthday parties, which I thought would be cool. But before she could even finish her sentence, Sam cut her off, and she was like, no way in hell, like, no, you're not doing anything for my kid. And so then Yandy was like, okay, let me finish. And she kind of switched it up, and she was just like, me and you come together, plan something, and Mendices will pay for it. I was just thinking, like, but your money is Mendices' money, and Mendices' money is your money, so who's really paying for this party? You or Mendices? Either way, I thought it was dumb of Samantha to refuse the first offer, because it's just like, it's not about you and your feelings towards the situation. It's your kid. It's Yandy's step kid. Like, why can't she throw a party for him? Especially if that's what the dad wants. And so I'm just like, this lady is just too salty. But anyway, once Yandy switched it up and said that, Sam agreed, and she's like, that sounds a little better. That sounds more like it, like, you know. And so she agreed to do it with Yandy. And when I say Erica's face was salty as hell, inserting the clip, pay attention, she was bent. She was like, oh hell no, Sam didn't just agree to this shit. So that basically further proves our point. Yes, I said our, because what I'm thinking is what you're thinking. That Erica cannot stand on her own 2 feet, and she definitely does need Sam to back her up at all times, or she will feel like you know, but I know that Sam has a mind of her own. Erica does not. I'm honestly really sorry if my gum is driving you guys crazy, but this is the only gum I chew. Okay. So it's bubble mint, and it's just so good. Like, it's so sweet. I love sugar. And I need it right now, so I'm sorry, but I have to chew gum. I will spit it out as soon as I can. Okay, once it starts to get a little stale. Yeah, so the beef between the baby mothers and the half-wife seems to be, you know, dying down, so that's good. And it looks like we're going to finally have some sort of resolve. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy people are, I don't want to say maturing because I don't want to be that nice about it, but I'm happy they're like moving forward. It's a cold day in hell, honey. It's a cold day in hell. You guys always rave about how closely this matches my skin. Like, it looks like I'm putting nothing on it. I'm gonna zoom in and maybe you guys will be able to see how it doesn't match, okay? So, do you see? Here's my skin, nice and yellow. Here's the product, red as fuck. Like, it's so red. It's the closest color that ABH, like, look. That's not my skin color, child. So the next scene was literally a waste of space because it was just Amina going to the hospital with Peter guns, and she delivered her baby and she lays there in the bed with her baby, and that was it. Literally, that was it. Amina had no dialogue. She didn't go into confessional. Only Peter was speaking the entire time over some music and a slow motion baby scene, and that was it. I'm actually happy that Amina did not say anything. I'm happy that Amina did not, you know, participate in the show per se. She just came, had her baby, and left. And I could respect that because I feel like once people leave Love and Hip Hop, it shows a certain level of growth because the show is just so ratchet and like not worth it. So I'm happy that Amina's gone. But yeah, moving on. Oh boy. This next scene was very sweet to me, but I have mixed emotions about it. I have mixed feelings. Remy and Pap were on another date, and I look very orange. I don't know why. Like, look at my face and my chest, you guys. But my face matches my hand today. I don't understand. I don't know what's going on. Ignore that. Like, I'm just gonna zoom in because fuck. Remy giving Pap a gift, and if you remember the last time her and Pap went out, he brought her a gift, and it was a little pregnancy test. And so it was pretty obvious that what her gift was going to be for him in this episode was like announcing that she was pregnant. She gave him a really big box and told him to open it. And I don't know why I love their relationship so much. I just think they're just the sweetest ever. I think I love it because you can tell how much Papoose loves Remy, and so I think that's why, like, I just love their relationship. Anyway, that's beyond the point. Pap opens the box, and a whole bunch of helium balloons basically start flowing out of the box, and it's basically saying, like, we're having a baby. And Pap, like, flips the table over because he's so excited. Like, my eyes are going to water right now. I'm pissed. He flips the table over. He's so excited about this baby. And then he's like kissing and hugging Remy, and like he's just so happy, and they're so happy. And Remy is like saying like she's so happy she's able to give him this gift. This is the best gift she could ever give him. He's been wanting it for so long. Now, right before I started watching the episode, Shooter's like to me, what happened to Remy? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, she's in the hospital. I'm like, did she have a miscarriage? This is before I saw anything about the episode. This is before I even pressed play on the episode, you guys. So this is before like the first scene. And so I'm like, did she have a miscarriage or something? And he's like, I don't know. And so he starts watching the videos or whatever, and he's like, yeah, she was pregnant. And then I was like, because I hadn't seen the episode yet, my first thought was, I don't like that this is coming out on a Monday. And I wasn't sure that they were going to air that in the episode, or if they were just going to announce that she was pregnant in the episode, and then now all of a sudden she's posting on social media that she had I think it's called an ectopic. we'll get into that after. It's the pregnancy where the baby forms in the fallopian tube. And so I immediately started to feel a little skeptical about it, but that is a very real scenario, and I think it happens more often than not. And so I don't want to be creating conspiracy theories about Remy's pregnancy, whether or not she was pregnant. However, I did take it upon myself to go and look on her Instagram, and I went 6 months back, and actually I think I went about 8 months behind, just because that's how long ago the episodes would have been filmed. Usually with reality shows, it's filmed 6 months in advance, and so it is January, so I went past August. I went to June, and I just went to go see like her body pictures and stuff, if she was ever hiding her tummy, because we don't really know how far along she was. And so that's the sucky part about reality TV and it being so scripted, and because we know it's Love and Hip Hop, and we can't put anything past Mona. Like, Kim's there having a fake ass heart attack. Like, we really can't put anything past Mona. I don't feel like Remy and Papoose would be down for some bullshit like that, but like, money talks, and it could really be anything, and I feel horrible for saying that, but it's honestly like, because it's on reality TV, it makes it all the more difficult, I guess, for me to believe it. But because I'm such a fan of both of them, like, I just, it's frustrating for me. I wish they weren't on the show at this point, because I would really hope that they wouldn't fake something like that. But I just, because it's reality TV, my eyebrows have to be raised. I can't take everything that I see as the truth. We're going to talk about more about that after, because there's another scene. Basically, in the same episode that they announced the pregnancy, they announced the miscarriage, and so because we don't really have the timeline, we don't have exactly what month she found out she was pregnant, we don't have exactly what month she ended up having to have the surgery to remove the fallopian tube, so it's hard to say what's what. And so I'm just gonna leave it at that for now. We're gonna come back to that because we do have another scene with them to discuss. I honestly feel bad. If that's a real situation, I feel extremely bad that they're going through that, or that they had to go through that. I just don't like that it didn't come out before. I feel like if it came out before, and like we saw it on Instagram before, we heard about it before tonight, it would have been more believable, because it would just be like, okay, we already heard of it, and now it's just going to play out on the show. If it came out like that, I probably wouldn't have such a hard time actually, you know, but because that's not what happened, I'm kind of stuck. Let's move on. So the next scene is of Yandy and Kimbella, and quite frankly, it's obvious that Kimbella is extremely insecure in her relationship, and we've already kind of discussed that about Kimbella, and I said that's definitely something she needs to work on, for the simple fact that she has accepted Juelz back into her life. You can't be holding whatever he's done in the past against him. How are you going to have your bills paid? I don't know what Kimbella does for a living. It can't just be party promotions, like, or club promos. Like, I don't know exactly what Kimbella does, and Juelz has not released music in a very long time, and so it's just like, how do you want your bills to be paid? All your man knows how to do is rap. Like, he's not going to go get a job at motherfucking McDonald's to support his family. He has 4 kids, or you guys have 4 kids that he needs to feed, and you're basically not allowing him. If she wants to know about what's going on with him, I do believe that she should ask him, but because Yandy's her best friend and his manager, she's gone ahead and started to ask Yandy questions, and Yandy doesn't really like that, and I think that's why they had an issue beforehand, because she kept trying to pry into Juelz's business when Yandy is trying to act like she has some sort of, not a loyalty, but like, as Juelz is her client, Kimbella can't be asking those questions about business about what he's doing business-wise. He should be telling Kimbella that himself, which I agree with to an extent, but you guys are best friends. You have to expect that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's nothing to really hide. What exactly is he doing that she can't share with Kimbella? You know what I mean? And I don't mean like cheating. I just mean like musically. Like, why would it be such a big deal to tell Kimbella what's going on with the music and blah blah blah? I think that initially, before we get to the scene with Yandy and Juelz, my thought was that Yandy doesn't have an answer for Kimbella because she is not good at managing. This is not the 90s anymore, in the early 2000s where Dipset was on top of the charts. You know what I mean? Like, rap is not really the same. I can't even really like, I don't know exactly what Yandy would be doing at this point for Juelz. I don't know why he even has a manager. I don't know why he's not independent. Like, you know people know you. He can definitely do it without Yandy. He'd probably be doing a lot more if it wasn't for Yandy. Because what is she really doing? It's the same thing with her and Jim Jones. Like, what could Yandy really do for these people? What shows is she booking for them? Like, what exactly can Yandy do for Juelz at this point in his life? Like, I don't understand that relationship. Whatever. She's behind the scenes. We don't know how the fuck this shit works. I have no idea how this shit works, so I should just shut the fuck up. However, when Kimbella went in confessional, she was like how she's like, Yandy's her girl and all, but she thinks that she's fronting right now, and I agree 100%. I just feel like Yandy doesn't have anything to tell her because either she's not doing her job properly or there's nothing to tell her. And so that's why she's being all like, Juelz my client, you're my friend, I can't mix business and pleasure, blah blah blah. I think that's the reason why Yandy's acting that way towards her and not giving her any details, because she ain't got no details to give. She just doesn't. Like, what could she possibly have to tell her? Honestly, I don't understand why Kimbella's not talking to Juelz about this, unless she has been trying to and he's not budging or giving her any information. I think that's why she would go to Yandy about it, but at the end of the day, it's so irrelevant. Like, stop. Moving on, DJ Self is at the radio station, and I found it real funny that he had something to say about, he basically tried to say he made Cardi, and I was like, nigga, no, you did not just go there. You didn't make any fucking body. Like, stop this. Self can't even make himself, so I don't know why he's trying to say he made Cardi. Like, you did not make Cardi. I was like, oh, you're real funny, Mr. Self, talking that shit. You did not make Cardi. That is 100% fact that you had nothing to do with the making of Cardi, okay? Unless your name is God, honey, you did not make that lady. But whatever, moving on, they end up going outside. Peter and Rich are out there waiting for him to come out of work. And then basically what happens is Peter starts telling them about his relationship problems and how he wants to be with Tara, and the first thing Self asks him is this because you and Amina didn't work out? Which was the perfect question to ask, because that is what inquiring minds would like to know. Are you only moving on with Tara because you feel Tara is forever going to be a doormat to Peter? I think even if this actually is the time where Peter is like, okay, it's time to grow up and now he's never gonna cheat again, even if that is the case, he's already done so much damage that if Tara did take him back, which we expect her to, the relationship would never be the same. And he's really broken that lady, like, clearly, because all she talks about is for the damn kids, and none of it makes sense. Like, I just feel like she's always going to be a doormat to him, and so that is why he's going back to her, because he knows that she'll take him back. And it's sad, but it's facts. Like, it is what it is. And so he was just telling them about his little relationship problems, and also letting them know that he is going to be throwing a birthday bash for her 40th birthday, which I thought is a cute gesture. He was telling them that he will be inviting Cisco to the party, and DJ Self was being petty, and he's talking about he ain't coming if Cisco's gonna be there. And I was just like, this nigga is so whack. Like, all of them are so whack, except for my nigga Rich. I love Rich. I can't deal with the creep squad. I really just can't. They get too much airtime. However, I was watching, you guys told me to watch the Check Yourself, and I was actually dying. Like, it was so funny. Peter Gunz is actually hilarious. I watched the one for last week. I didn't watch any more than that, but I'm going to. I watched the one for last week and I was fucking on the floor. Peter's so funny. I had no idea. So the next scene was another time waster. Like literally, I don't know what is going on. These are the last 2 episodes. There should be so much drama, so much juice, but there isn't. And I'm just like, why? What is going on with Mona? So the next scene is Cardi by herself, basically opening a letter from Tommy. And she's telling us that Tommy done broke up with that ass. And so she's all sad or whatever. And it was just a waste of a slow motion scene. Like the whole scene was slow motion. Her sister comes. Her sister burns a picture of Tommy and Cardi and gives her sister a hug. And then that was basically the end of that. Like the scene was literally a waste of time. Literally a slow motion scene of Cardi reading a breakup letter from jail. And like she was talking in the background. And that was it. And I was like, listen, Linda, listen. I did not sit here in front of this little laptop to watch Cardi read a damn letter in slow motion. I just did not, okay? So we're gonna have to get this scene the fuck out of here. Oh, there's a little hair hanging here. Oh shit, you see, I always forget to blend my nose. And then we moved on to the next scene, which was of Tara, Peter, and baby Gunner. In this scene, Tara done announced that she done wrote a book. Let me tell you, I will be the first person to not purchase a book by Tara because there is nothing that lady could teach me, okay? And I just feel like Tara's all over the place. One day she's managing, the next day she's teaching etiquette classes. Like, I'm just like, this lady is the epitome of unemployed. Like, she just trying to make up job titles. Now she out here writing books and selling them for $11.25 on probably Amazon. And like, I just can't deal. So she wrote some book. I'm gonna Google real quick what her book is about because I would not buy any self-help book by Tara. It's something called something goddess, and I'm like, Peter done walked all over her so much. There's no way that she could be in goddess category. Like, she definitely has not been treated like a goddess these last 14 years. So I can't take any type of life advice from that lady. I am so sorry. I just can't. She's literally been a doormat for this man. And from the looks of it, she's about to become another doormat for him. That is, unless, of course, Peter has, in fact, changed. Which, I mean, he's a grown-ass man. He's damn near 50 talking about Creep Squad. So I don't know about all that. But let me Google real quick what her book is about. A Goddess Potential is what the book is called. Okay? A guide to developing a relationship with your inner self. See, I wouldn't take no type of guide from Tara. And if she was really smart, she would have named her book For the Kids, because that is a perfect marketing strategy. She should have t-shirts that say For the Kids. She should have hats that say For the Kids. She should have everything that says For the Kids, because that's what we know Tara as, MissForTheKids.com. She should have a website that is ForTheKids.com, child. And so whatever the fuck she wants to sell on that website, because that is all we know Tara to do and say, For the Kids. So her book should literally be, even if she wanted to do like a guide to inner self, it should have been called For the Kids, not A Goddess Potential. Okay? Because I don't want any inner discovery book from Tara. I don't. Anyway, Peter is over here trifling as ever, telling Tara now he wants her, and she's like, you just had a baby, and she ends up crying and ra-ta-ta-ta-ta, like, oh my gosh. And basically he's trying to tell her he's a changed man, and you know, he wants her back and blah blah blah. And so you could tell that she's open to the idea, even though she's trying to front like she's not. You could tell that she is willing to give him a chance. And you know what, I have not been in a relationship for 14 years, so I can't say anything about that. But I mean, Tara knows what she can handle. Tara knows, you know, what she's willing to deal with. And if she decides that she wants to let Peter back into her life, again, for the kids, then she can go ahead and do that. We can't stop this lady. She's going to do what she wants to do. And maybe Peter is a changed man, but at the end of the day, how many chances do you give the same man? Like, how many? Especially when y'all was never married, 14 years or not. Like, how many chances can you give the same fucking man? There has to come a point where you're like, okay, this ain't it. And I got to that point What season did they come into play, child? Like, what season? I got into that the same season that Amina done popped up with a Miss Panky tattoo. That is when Tara should have been done. Okay, instead she wanted to carry on and look stupid, and she's saying he makes her look stupid, but she makes herself look stupid because she was there telling Amina, the woman that he's actually married to, that she will sit on him and fuck on him whenever she wants to, child. So I don't know about Miss Tara, but I'm glad Amina has grown up and taken her little babies and went to LA to do her thing. I don't think Amina's stupid. I used to not like Amina. Not that I like her now, but I just feel like she's definitely moved on with her life and she's being smart about it. You know, Tara even entertaining Peter is like showing me that she is willing to make it work with him. I would not be down for the cause, like, ever. She got to be on her cotton picking mind, like, for realsies. Something I wanted to point out is that I feel like Tara has the perfect voice for like cartoon voiceovers. Like, she could play a really good mom or something in a cartoon. You know, she just has that kind of voice. Do you guys agree or what? Or am I insane? It's kind of like Trudy from Proud Family. It's a voice like that, like nice little voice. Okay, I like her voice. Glistening, glistening, pop, 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 pow. Yes. Okay. Okay, so the next scene was Cardi and Swift, and basically Cardi ends up crying to Swift because her and Tommy just broke up, and she's really sad, and like she's like, yeah, like, I miss you. They both miss each other. They both have feelings for each other, even if it's just for the show. They still got feelings for each other, and I guess they wanna, like, I don't know, they want to work together again. She's saying she hasn't seen him since she boxed his ass. And so this is all new. She ends up inviting him to dinner, and that's basically it. Like, Swift was just trying to be a good friend and listen to her, and they're basically just rekindling their friendship because they haven't seen each other in a while and they miss each other. End of story. Next. Oh, also Cardi's wig looked hella good in that scene. I like the long black hair. So the next scene was Miss Yandy Pants going to meet Juju at the gym. My question is, why are bitches always wearing makeup at the gym? When I go to the gym, ain't no makeup bit. Like, how are you gonna wear makeup to the gym? And Juju's like holding a little cloth there, like wiping her face like she was really sweating buckets. And I just couldn't deal, but whatever. So they wear makeup to the gym, and then they go and they sit on the side, or sit on the weightlifting benches. Not lifting no weights though, just sitting on the benches talking. And Yandy starts filling her in on the drama with Samantha. And in Yandy's confessional, she actually reveals to us that Mendices caught Erica making a fake page, or Erica had made a fake page and was saying things about, or trying to expose Mendices, and she was tagging Yandy in the post, and I was like, oh, that is some tea, honey. That sounds like something Erica's crazy trifling ass would do. She probably did it. I mean, let's be real here. If y'all heard those damn conversations, you would know you can't put nothing past that Erica lady. She is crazy. Like, but yeah, so Mendices actually, before he went to jail, he'd actually caught Erica red fucking handed with a fake page trolling. But yet she's the one always calling Yandy a troll. So that's actually really ironic. People usually do tend to like try to call people out for the shit that they do. So I found that to be quite interesting. So then Yandy decides she wants to bring up the little altercation between her and Sam, and she lies and says that Sam ran like Floyd Mayweather when that wasn't the case. Sam didn't run. What happened was Yandy went to slap. She did admit that she didn't touch her, but she said that she went to slap her or whatever, give her a little bop bop. And Sam ran talking about, oh, she's trying to attack me. That's not what happened. Yandy reached, Sam caught the fist, and then the security came, separated them, and that's when Sam was talking about Sam was threatening Yandy and letting her know she finna get in that ass. That is what happened. What Yandy was telling Juju was alternate facts. Bitch, that's what Yandy was doing. Yandy was giving alternate facts like the press secretary of the United States of America, okay? That is what happened. And yeah, so that's what she was trying to tell Juju. Juju was laughing, blah, blah, blah. And then the conversation switches to Kimbella. I personally don't like that, but I guess that's how girls operate, and that's why I only got one friend, because you are not about to be talking to me about your other friends. You're not about to be talking about me to your other friends. So that's what she was doing. She was basically informing Juju that Kimbella is basically trying to like get Yandy to tell her what Jewel's up to. She doesn't want them to have a falling out again because of that, because that's what their last falling out was about. And surprisingly, Juju actually is saying like Kimbella's wrong in the situation. Juju knows how the game goes. She does know. So I guess it's something I don't understand, why it's such a big deal that Yandy can't be telling Kimbella what Jewels is up to business wise, and that is for him to tell her. I do agree that it is for him to tell her, but what I'm a little bit confused about is why it's such a big deal if Yandy does tell Kimbella what business shit Jewels is up to these days. Like, I don't get, because they're best friends, I just don't understand what's the real issue here. So that's the thing. Juju was like, yeah, Kimbella's dead wrong for that, and she needs to relax. And I guess it's like some unspoken code that you just, I don't know, I don't get it. I think it's ridiculous. Juju reveals that she would like to take everybody to Mexico. I don't know if she would. She ain't taking nobody to Mexico. Mona thinks this is Real House of Atlanta, okay? Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's what Mona thinks this is now. She's taking a page out of Bravo's book and out of Bad Girls Club book, and she's, for the first time ever, sending everybody on a vacay to start drama in another country, because that's how these reality shows operate. Usually there is some sort of vacation, and so I kind of like the idea of them going on vacation because it's new, it's something fresh for Love and Hip Hop. But if you watch the trailer for next week's episode, you see that it's not just Juju and Yandy, Kimbella, and Jay that are going, which I don't know why Jay invited, but whatever. When she said she was bringing Jay, I was so salty, you guys. I was actually so salty. I was pissed. But when she said Jay, I automatically knew that this was not Juju saying she's bringing everybody to Mexico. I knew it was Mona saying everybody going to Mexico, okay? She ain't sending them bitches to Fiji. She's sending them to Mexico because that's what she thinks they're worth, okay? Mexico. I mean, they never leave New York, so I'm actually really surprised by that. They literally never leave New York. They ain't never seen outside in fucking New York on Love and Hip Hop. So they're probably, all the girls are probably so excited to go. So the next scene was Tara's old people party, okay? This was not a bashment. This was literally an old people party. They even had old people music playing in the background. I said, no, I would not go to this party. It looked boring. Okay, there was tables everywhere. There was so much people there. And Peter supposedly threw this party together for Tara. And Tara was really surprised. And she was like, I've actually always wanted Peter to do this for me. And blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, blow me. Like, I don't give a fuck. So yeah, I was like, Peter really tried. He really put in his best foot forward, or Mona's really putting her best foot forward. I don't know. They're really rooting for Tara and fucking Peter to get back together so that they can have a motherfucking storyline again, but whatever. Tara actually looked really nice at her birthday party, and Peter's apology was actually really fucking sweet. Like, it was sweet. I ain't gonna lie. It was sweet. But actions definitely speak louder than words, and so we gonna have to see the show improve, honey. And Peter actually flew Tara's brother out, to New York, and he was able to be at the party. And so Peter ends up taking Tara's brother aside. Tara's brother gives his blessing after giving Peter a miniature lecture, and then that was basically that. So yeah, moving the fuck on. I did my makeup so fast today. I'm so freaking proud, yeah. So the next scene is Jewels and Yandy. And Jewels came into the studio mad fucking salty. Like, I'm just peeling the glue off my lashes. He came into the studio mad fucking salty, and I was just like, oh my gosh, yeah, he definitely had an attitude, and Yandy picked up on his attitude, and she's like, what's the problem? And just as I expected, he did not appreciate, or he doesn't like the fact that Kimbella has gone to Yandy to discuss their personal problems. And I totally get that, because I'm the type of woman that if I am having a problem in my relationship, I will not go out and discuss it with my mom, my friends. Like, I will keep that shit at home, deal with it with my boo. I won't do that. And so I totally get why he'd be pissed, because it's just, it's almost like you don't respect your relationship if you do that. And also, when you do let other people into your relationship, it's a good way to ruin your relationship, because then you start having people telling you what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And it's different if you're in an abusive relationship and you don't know how to get out and you need help. But if you don't have an abusive relationship, you shouldn't be discussing your relationship with anybody. Like, no, honey. Because I know you guys are going to ask me, because you guys literally ask me every day. The lashes I'm wearing are by Lady Lashes. And these ones are called Princess. They've been my favorite these last couple of weeks. Okay, there's the website. Knock yourself out. So Zaddy doesn't agree that Kimbella is out here telling T about his relationship, even if it is just to Yandy. He doesn't agree with that, so he's pissed, as he should be. Zaddy, I'm so sorry Kimbella don't respect you. I would, okay? Basically, Juelz is a little agitated because he's saying that he doesn't understand why Yandy's over here talking to him about this mess, when all he really needs her to do is, and I quote, secure the bag, honey. And I agree 100%. Secure the bag and shut the fuck up. Like, get this money and, you know, let's get it poppin'. This man ain't released no damn music in 1900 years. Like, I honestly feel bad for him. And because maybe he feels like a washed up rapper. I don't want to say he should, but you know, with all the fucking weird fucking rappers out now, I would feel like a washed up rapper. Lil Uzi Vert, well, I like Uzi, but like Lil Yachty, child, I wouldn't know what to do in the rap game either, so I don't blame him. But he's definitely hungry for work, and he ain't got it right now. Let me just put this lash on real quick. The way he was acting, I honestly felt like he gonna cry in the car, child. He gonna cry in the damn car. I was like, Juelz, please. But I totally get where he's coming from. And I do feel bad for him, because I'm Zanny. What I picked up in this episode, in this scene, I mean, and I don't know what y'all know, but what I know is that them two motherfuckers didn't sound like they was actually talking about music. They were talking like drug dealers. And some of you guys might like be getting educated right now, because you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm going to explain to you in 1 second. After I put this lash on, I'm going to tell you exactly what I mean by they were talking like some motherfucking drug dealers, and not like a music artist and a motherfucking producer and a motherfucking manager. I'm going to tell you. I think they fronting some. I think it's a front, okay? Juelz was trying to say like, where's the money coming from? Where's the money coming from? And Yandy was like, Juelz, where's the product? You haven't given me the product. So they're trying to make it seem like they're talking about music. And this is a conspiracy theory, but like, I'm just talking based on what I know, okay? And so they're trying to talk like it's a music talk, but I don't feel like it's a music talk. And so this is what I'm thinking. She's saying products. Product is supposed to be the stuff that he's working on in the studio. However, if you know drug dealers, you know that product would be weed, coke, heroin, ecstasy, whatever the product may be. Because if you watch any fucking movies like Scarface, you know that fucking product means drugs, okay? So that is the first part of my conspiracy. The second part, and I'm about to bust your heads wide motherfucking open with this shit, okay? If you listen to him talk, he said, I ain't giving nobody no work unless I know how the money's coming back. Work is a word that people use, or drug dealers use, for cocaine and like whatever, okay? Mainly cocaine. And if you listen to rap, you fucking know that, okay? So this is just shit everybody should know, okay? I'm a gangster. I listen to gangster rap, okay? So I know all this shit. Anyway, the next thing that kind of pieces this together for me, call me crazy, but I think the issue is Mendices was the main guy to move the drugs. And so now that Mendices in jail, ain't nobody there to move the drugs. Mendices probably had so many people working for him, but he was the fucking the drug lord. Like, he had all of the drugs, and obviously Juelz is a part of this. And this is just my conspiracy, okay? This is alleged, okay? I ain't trying to get sued, child. I ain't trying to get sued, okay? I'm just saying, the way they were talking was, they weren't talking like they were talking about some fucking music and some fucking mixtapes, bitch. They were saying product and work, and from what I know, product and work is fucking cocaina. So like, that's what I feel about it. I feel like because Mendices is gone, Yandy's supposed to be sort of handling whatever else is going on, but because Mendices is gone, Juelz is talking about he ain't giving nobody the work unless he knows how he's getting the money back. The money wouldn't come back if Mendices is in jail. And so, is your head bust open, child? That is what I personally think. Like, I'm not even joking. That's what I honestly feel. And they're not being too discreet about it, because if I just crack that, if that's real, like if what I just said it isn't like fake, that's kind of crazy. They're talking about this on motherfucking TV. Who the fuck calls music product? Like, you know what I mean? Why is she saying product? Why she keep saying where's the product? Where's the product? Like, that was drug talk. I'm so sorry. The reason why this is all kind of skeptical is because why would, as a music artist, why would Juelz be holding on to his music like that? Like, you know what I mean? Wouldn't he want to get it out there? That's what doesn't really make sense to me. I'm just like, but you're trying to revive yourself in the rap game. Why would you be holding on to your music? You've dropped mixtapes before. If Yandy, if you're not dropping any music, what is the point of Yandy trying to go out and book him a show? So he's working on all this music. Supposedly he's in the studio day and night, to the point where he has Kimbella upset, but he's not showing that he's actually recorded anything. And anytime we see Juelz, we don't see him sitting in a chair listening to the music that he's recorded. We've never heard a fucking song. Like, legit never heard a song since the season started. All we see is him sitting in the studio doing absolutely fuck all. So I feel like he is not really doing music, because at the end of the day, he hasn't performed anywhere or like dropped anything, not even a mixtape, in a very long time. And so my thing is, I don't know what the fuck Kimbella does for a job. I don't see her working. The bitch is unemployed. So who's paying the bills for this big ass house they have and a studio in the basement? You know that cost, you know, electricity is not cheap, okay? I pay my bills, I know. So I'm just kind of confused as to how they're paying their bills when neither of them motherfuckers are clearly employed. Like, they're gotta be making money some other way. I don't know what other endeavors they have, what other business ventures they're into, but I would not be surprised if what I said was facts, okay? Oh my gosh, you guys should have seen me when I was watching that part of the episode. I'm like, product, work. What the fuck are they talking about? They're talking about music, they're talking about drugs. I don't understand. But yeah, that shit was suspect as fuck. And then in the end of it, Juelz basically just G-checks Yandy and tells her, like, show me the money, honey. Like, I need to see the money and you'll get what you want. Oh! And she just came to me right now. That's why I look so surprised. And I feel like that's another reason why Yandy can't really say to Kimbella what's really going on, because Yandy, I think Yandy's had her hand in the mix. Like, it's obvious that when Mendices was moving drugs, Yandy knew. This is not a surprise to Yandy. Yandy fucking knew Mendices was moving drugs. I think that she's always had her hand in this, and so that's why she can't tell Kimbella what Juelz is really up to, because Kimbella probably doesn't have any idea that her nigga is out here selling drugs. But like, bitch, how you think your bills is getting paid, bitch? How? Let me know. Let me the fuck know. If that is the case, Love and Hip Hop was a very bad idea. They're about to get their door kicked in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, honey. The next scene was a very Dominican celebration, okay? It was Cardi's family dinner or whatever, and she brought Swift along. Okay. It was weird to hear Cardi speak her language, because Cardi's always speaking in English, you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird to hear her speak her language, but it was cute. Immediately the table starts, or her cousins start like drilling Swift and like asking him like what's really good. And so he was a little hesitant at first. What the hell? You know, he gave a safe answer, talking about they have good chemistry, they like to work together, blah blah blah. But yeah, it was messy as hell. And then they went off to the side and they were telling Cardi like, You need to give that boy a chance. Everybody's like Team Swift, and I was like, oh, okay. Cognac decides that she wants to take Swift over to the side. She's like, you like my sister, right? And he's like, yeah, I can't deny that, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, so what are you waiting for? And he's like, he don't know. He don't know what he's waiting for. I guess he's gonna make his move now because he has the blessing from literally everybody in her family. What is he waiting for? We don't know. I don't think he's like unattractive or anything like that. He's an okay looking guy, but I just feel like he's like, Cardi's out of his league. You know what I mean? I feel like Cardi should be with, I feel like Cardi should be dating like a baller, but I feel like she likes niggas from the hood. You know what I mean? I feel like she likes regular guys. So I don't blame her for that, like a regular guy, whatever. I just feel like you have to be careful. Once you reach a certain level of, you know, stardom, I feel like you have to date in that stardom. You feel me? Just because it's like you don't really know what people want from you. And so unless they've been there from before. And so, I don't know how long Swift has been a part of her life, but I feel like their chemistry is good anyway. I don't feel like he's using her for anything. I feel like they do have a genuine relationship, so it's okay for Swift. But I still feel like Cardi should be dating like a basketball player or something. Like, why has no basketball player scooped up her little ghetto ass? I love me some Cardi, but whatever. Like my chest, I don't understand. Like this part of my chest, the light, like everything, I don't get it. I don't get why I'm not matching, and I shouldn't have pointed it out because now everybody gonna be like, bitch, just cover up, okay? This last scene of the show was quite emotional because even when Remy announced earlier in the episode that she was having a baby for Pap, it was emotional, and like I had a little tear in my eye. I was ready to cry. When we get to this scene, it's very sad because we're basically finding out that Remy has lost the baby due to, it's called an ectopic pregnancy. Basically what happens is the baby forms inside the fallopian tube and it gets stuck, and so you lose the baby. Sometimes you can actually still have the baby, but she was not that blessed or fortunate to be able to do that, and so this was probably the saddest scene. It seemed genuine, but as I was stating earlier, because it's reality TV, I don't know how far people will go for reality TV for relevancy, and I don't like saying this stuff because it's just like they could really genuinely be hurting right now. But if the situation played out differently, if we found out about it before, I just feel like I would more likely be able to digest it how everybody else is. I did see people in like shade room comments being a little skeptical about it just because her Instagram photos don't reveal any, there's no like absence on Instagram. You know when sometimes people go through something traumatic and there'll be like an absence on their Instagram? There was no absence on their Instagram. There was no, you know, baggy clothes or anything to show that maybe she was pregnant at one point. And so it's hard to tell if this was a part of the storyline or if this is real, genuine things that are happening. If it is a case of it's real, my heart definitely goes out to them, because I wouldn't, like, if that was me, I wouldn't want anybody to speak ill about me and say those things, and say what I'm saying right now about them. But I'm not on reality TV. And we've seen it so many times on Love and Hip Hop, things that don't add up. And so I don't want this to be one of those things that don't add up. But like I said, I went on her Instagram and I didn't really see anything there that would indicate that she was ever pregnant. I don't like saying that. Please do not chew me up for saying that. I went to go do my research. I'm really genuinely having a hard time trusting Mona and her storylines, and it's just the whole way the shit played out. It was like, okay, Pap gave her a pregnancy test. That wasn't even the last episode. I think that was like 2 episodes ago. I'm not sure. Pap gave Remy a pregnancy test over dinner, and then now today Remy gives Pap balloons basically saying she was pregnant, and then at the end of the episode there's a surgery because Remy can't have the baby. To me, it just seems so perfectly executed that I can't wrap my head around it. But because I want them to have a baby so badly, I'm still fucked up about it. Like, I love Rem and Pap, you guys know this, and I really just wanted them to be able to have a baby. I wanted Remy to give that man the baby. I'm fucking protesting for him every single week. I'm going, you know, ham for Pap every week, saying that Remy needs to stop fucking around and give him a baby. And so now it played into the storyline of the show, and that's what is fucking me up about the situation. Like, I can't believe that. Like, I feel like, why not include it in the show? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they take that out of the show and have that just be something personal that they went through? I was just like, that's kind of fast. Like, especially because, and here's this is why it's kind of crazy. Because from the time Pat gave her the pregnancy test, he was saying, like, I feel like I hit a home run the other night. She wouldn't be able to pee on that stick until a month after, when her period did not come. You know what I mean? So even if he did jizz in her a couple nights ago, she wouldn't be able to pee on a stick and immediately figure out that she's pregnant. You know what I mean? She would have to wait it out a little bit. I feel like everything just happened too fast. Obviously, the show is being recorded months in advance, but it's still a short amount of time for all of this to have gone on. And if you look on her Instagram, she's forever showing her belly. She had her fat sucked out of her tummy. She got liposuction. She's not a big girl. But her stomach is flat, and it's been flat for months. And she's never shown any, you know, even when she's a little thick and has a little weight on her stomach, she still doesn't, she's never looked pregnant, bottom line. I really don't know how far Mona is willing to go with her storylines, especially after Kim done had a fake heart attack. Like, and also, the audio at the last scene, so the audio when they were in the hospital, the audio was so fucked up. It was like, I guess they didn't have personal mic packs on, so the audio was really bad, but I felt like that just kind of was supposed to like add to the scene that they were actually in a real hospital and whatever. I don't know. I don't want to say anything else about this because there's gonna obviously be a lot of people that are either disagreeing with me or people that are agreeing with me, which is fine. That's why we do this. We want to make the debate, okay? So it's okay if you disagree with what I was just saying. I'm not gonna, you know, take offense to anything you have to say. But I think that's all I have to say about this episode. Next week looks like it's gonna be a hot fucking mess because everybody ends up in motherfucking Mexico. It's not just Juju and the 4 girls, and the 3 girls that she was planning on bringing with her. It's Bianca, it's Mariah Lynn, it's everybody is going to be in Mexico, and so we already know it's gonna be a shit show. All the bitches are gonna be there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rich Dollaz and motherfucking Creep Squad were there too, okay? But I love you all, and I will definitely see you in the next one.